Welcome to Mic Check Waifu Waifu.
Check. Mic check, waifu, ma tell him. Is that
you? And we here. What's up, Polow?
This is episode 275 of Mic Check Waifu. As always, it's brought to you by Patreon. Patreon.com/Mic Check Waifu is where you can get early access to the video version of this podcast. This is where you can get access to the Patreon exclusive podcast, the After Stories, where you can get access to the Patreon exclusive pre-show. This podcast is a rather decently long one up right now of me fiddling with my camera and settings and whatnot. Anyway, appreciate y'all for rocking with us. Couldn't do the show without the Patreon producers. Shout out to Patreon producers Christian the Archivist, Rob from Dad Needs to Talk podcast, Saphir, Blaze Yams, Get the Pro from Chaotic Culture, Explicitly, All for One Matt, Mazer, Altor, Monique Williams, Simi Sensei, Frozen, Rob Stone, and last and never not least, T-Money fingers. Thank you everybody for supporting us. We appreciate you. You guys notice I'm still having camera issues. I should have been working on that literally all day today, but I digress.
Hey, you only human, brother.
Anyway, we are here to bring you a fantastic episode of Mic Check Waifu, because this is the must-watch episode of the show. So we're going to pick 5 shows each that we feel is a must-watch. It's going to be some overlap. I'm going to just state that now between our two lists. But it's the 5 must-watch shows because we know that everybody can't watch 10 to 20 anime per anime season. But we're going to direct you into the way of finding 5 shows that we feel like you must watch, that we feel like most people will enjoy. Or at the very least, what we enjoy a lot, etc. So I do want to, before we get into the whole rigmarole of everything else, and I asked Till how he's doing, I just want to give a special shout out to Dad Needs to Talk. He sent me a Discord message, just like you can, by joining our Discord, discord.miccheckwaifu.com. But he sent me a rather, a personal message, so I hope he doesn't mind me reading on the air. But I'm going to read it on air because I think it was sweet and nice, and it made me feel good. He said, "Yo, I just wanted to say congrats on your upcoming wedding, which is this week, by the way. It's on Thursday." He said, "I also appreciate the work y'all do on Mic Check, the conversations, the community, and the consistency. I truly respect the work, and it is something I can look forward to each week. I've talked about how busy and chaotic my life and family schedule is, but each Tuesday I have 2 awesome bros that are making me smile and laugh as I drive across the DFW Metroplex." Bruh, this message meant the world to me. I didn't reply to him in Discord because I wanted to do it on the show proper. What Dad Needs to Talk does with his podcast when he has time to do it is special, and he's just a great dude. Even though we see so much, like such a stark difference between our two anime tastes, but it is A-okay because the conversation with Dad Needs to Talk is always so much fun and enlightening and just great. He's a great dude. So thank you for that. It means the world to me, and I'm sure it means the world to Till.
It does.
So, thank you so much for your support. You've been rocking with us for a very, very long time too, and it's incredible. So I hope you enjoy this episode on your ride on that Metroplex. Thank you, bro. Thank you. Yeah, man. So this Thursday, I will no longer be a free man, even though I was never really free in the first place. But
so technically, legally, you would be considered a single man.
Yeah, legally,
not be single no more.
Yes. So I'm looking forward to it just being over. I keep telling my lady that it's going to be so mentally draining for me because, for one, it's just dealing with so many people, even if it's family. even if it's family. And it's been like this all my life. Tells used to come to my family get together and our family parties and stuff and spend more time with my family than I did, because it always used to be overwhelming. So
Polow was a dude like, hey, Tell, come with me real quick.
Yeah.
Walk to his room and he just be like, too much going on
it's too much. So, I mean, and again, shout out for Tell. Tell's going to be there. I'm so happy him and his family get to be there. Like, that's big for me. Like, that's the biggest thing for me is having him there. And of course my mother, but I knew my mother was going to be there regardless. And then my sister and my father and all the people that's going to show up. I'm excited because, funny enough, and this sounds crazy to say, and this is getting super after story personal, but I'm going to do it anyway. For me, I always felt like, and I call it middle child syndrome, but I always felt like doing something that pulls people out of the way of what their current life is or current situation is. I always felt like it was just wrong, right? Like, I felt bad about telling my mom, hey, I'm getting married out here. I would love for you to come if you can. I understand. Like, it was hard for me to see. Like, no, I was going to be there even if I had to move hell and high water to get there. And that made me feel so good. The same with my father. I called my father. I'm like, yo, Dad, I just want to let you know, the girl I told you about that I'm probably going to marry. Hey, I'm marrying her. And it's this day and this. He's like, I'm on my way. I'll be there. And it's just like, it felt so good to just have that support. Same with Tell too. Tell was like, yeah, I'm gonna be there. It's all so special to me, and I'm grateful and I'm thankful, and everybody that's giving me the congrats and everything. And I want to give a special shout out to all my exes for building me up to this point too, for making me the man I am for my future wife. So I just want to thank y'all too. Like, without y'all, I wouldn't be the man I am today. So very, very strange to say, but I mean it from the bottom of my heart to the top of my soul.
It is such a high level of truth there, because development is important. That the character arc is crazy.
Oh, bro. My goodness, bro. I'm telling you, they don't know, Tell. They don't know.
Drop Polow, the slice of life anime, it'd be insane. Oh man, I'm excited for you, and I am. You already know. To me, this is a monumental occasion, especially because there's one of those things that's like you said, with the middle child kind of like syndrome. Like, I'm not a middle child, I'm my only child, so I feel like I never had to really worry about, people did whatever they made it a shake for me. But I still have that similar like complex where it's like, I don't want to pull people away from what they're doing or interfere
like an
with people's lives. You know what I mean? Yeah, exactly. Like who am I? I am not that special for me to interrupt your life for what I got going on. But it's ironic to see that, like, this is just the kind of families we came from, where when we say, hey, this is what's happening, our family's like, all right, bet, say less. Yep. And that's love. And that's all we know how to reciprocate. So I'm excited for you, brother. I can't wait to be there.
Me too.
Monique excited. The kids excited. They really just want to get out of town. But it's going to be fun. And I'm super excited to come hang out with y'all and see everything that happens, and it's a beautiful thing. So congratulations again, brother.
Thank you so much. I'm looking forward to it. All right, Tell, if you don't mind,
let's do it.
Let's get into the show proper, bro. Let's talk about episode of the week this week. What was your episode of the week this week?
Blue Box.
Great episode. It's hard. It's so hard for me. So I'm going to do my best to not choose it this time, but I am going to choose
what you want to choose. You just choose what you want to choose, brother. I know what you want to choose.
You know what I wanted? No, it's going to be Tsumasho. Tsumasho. It's just an incredible show. And spoilers, it's going to be on the must-watch list. But I honestly, it baffles me looking at, and maybe this is my own fault for looking at Crunchyroll, but looking at Crunchyroll and seeing a 4.4 star rating, but Yakuza Fiance get a 4.9, and then it's a 66 on AniList, and Yakuza Fiance probably got like a 70 or 80 or some bullshit like that. But just looking at like that, it baffles me, because the story is so well told that I can't, especially this most recent episode, it's so much great about the show that I can't deny it.
And to add to that, Isn't that the episode of the week for the podcast?
No.
There's something that got more engagement than that?
Hold on. Actually, wait.
I don't think so. I don't see nothing that got more engagement than that, bro.
You made a valid point, because after on the 28th is when I start counting it for the new week. So yeah, no, you're right. You're right, because You Are Ms.Servant was very, very close. But these are individual messages from TCB, including pictures. But yeah, no, it's Tsumasho. Tsumasho discussion got the most. It's the Discord episode of the week. Oh wow, interesting. You know what? It was a close. Ooh, was it though? No, it wasn't. It was not.
What was it? You Are Ms.Servant?
Nope. The Don.
Oh my goodness.
So I'm gonna just say though, it did have the best episode it's had this week. I will give it that.
You thought this was the best episode I had this week?
Yeah, 100%. In my opinion, yeah, absolutely.
I mean, there was development, but this episode, I just started to hate some personalities even more.
They're so, again, it goes to the point of they're being just too loud. It's just too much. It's overwhelming to watch sometimes. But for me, the relationship building that's progressing, it's some growth there, which I enjoy seeing more so than anything else. Than the action, than all that shit that happens. Like even the story of the grandmother and her and what's her name? Not grandmother, but Turbo Granny.
Turbo Granny.
Yeah. It was quite fire. So that I give it credit to. So it was actually Don that got Discord episode of the week.
That's dope.
Tsumasho was really, really close though, like probably 1 or 2 messages away. But it goes to show the conversations, where our conversations lead to in our community. Yeah, it's great. It's great stuff to see.
I actually, I just talked about how, and I clearly some of y'all know it. Most of y'all probably already know. I'm in school for software and game development, and I'm in a class right now where I had to write a paper about the discourse community. And I chose the discourse community to be our Discord and my check waifu in total. And one of the things I mentioned was Dad Needs to Talk podcast, about how a lot of times he'll drop like some analytical stuff in the middle of the podcast or in a forum, and it always generates great conversation, or just the conversation is always great in general. Yeah. But the way that our community engages is really, really interesting. And it just made me think about that with how we do have this really interesting like relationship with everybody there. Yes. I just appreciate it every time I get to see like how you guys really enjoy, you enjoy yourselves amongst us, and that's the best thing about it. It's
special. It's truly special. It's like the most special thing about it. Like the fact that we don't have to be on Twitter is what makes it also very, very special. I mean, to be fair, look, I take shots at X all the time, but it's just nice to just be able to go there and like spit out whatever I want to say. Mazer Alter drops some nice stuff. TCB always drops some gems. T Moneyfingers always got it too. And I feel our archivist, shout out to our archivist. Our archivist normally drops some stuff too, but he's like, man, these video games has been just coming out, eating up all my time, which I completely understand because I've been playing a lot of them myself. So yeah, but it's been special. It was hard because today I had to catch up on everything, and to go into a little update of my list, I eliminated quite a bit of things on my list to kind of make it a lot easier to watch. So I got rid of, and got rid of is a strong word. I'm gonna just say, put on a back burner, and if I feel like watching it, I'll watch it. And if not, if it's gone by the end of the season, or if it's still there by the end of the season and I have no interest in watching it, then I'll just remove it from my list. It's dropped. But Goodbye Dragon Life, I didn't need to watch it. I didn't feel like I wanted to watch it, so I just didn't. And that don't mean I won't finish it. I still may finish it, but I'm not compelled to.
There's no strong tie to it. There's nothing that makes me want to just for sure watch it. And that's what sucks about it. Is that that has the shell of a Polow and Tell ass anime, just without the delivery
execution. Yeah, well said. Well said. And then Loner Life in Another World. That one was just a silly, fun one that I would just turn on because it was easy to watch when there was nothing else coming on within that day that it releases. But I don't really care anymore. So that's done. I'm not watching it anymore. And then everything else like Shangri-La, I'm probably going to binge later. That's a guaranteed binge later because I just have to. Ari Frietta season 3. That's a definitely binge later.
That's actually been pretty solid.
I've heard it's been pretty good. And then obviously Danmachi or How to Pick Up Girls in a Dungeon 5 is definitely getting watched. That's without a question. But it's a binge type deal. So I'm eliminating those two alone. Freed me up quite a bit. It freed me up quite a bit. Go ahead.
No, I'm eliminating those same ones. Well, no, because I'm still watching Loner Life in Another World, and I still find that enjoyable. And I was thinking about eliminating the Banished Healer, but I think I'm gonna keep watching it.
So I thought about the same thing. I turned on the most recent episode, and I was like, just don't, it's okay.
I'm a kid. Like, I'm just gonna keep it here.
It's not good, but it's not, it's not intolerable.
Like I'm gonna keep it on the back burner. It's gonna be here, just playing in the background or something like that.
Yeah. Oh, and I'm gonna just give y'all a heads up, by the way. If y'all hear any Discord noises, that's me because I turned off streamer mode on accident. So my bad. But anyway, yeah. So it's very much so. So yeah, keep the list thin this season. It's funny because that kind of leads me into this next point, Tail, with a nice tailway / polo way. There is next week, 276 of My Check Wife Waifu is the midterms for this season. Midterms for the fall already feels crazy to even say, but most of the shows are already on episode 6s, but next week is when all of them are episode 6 are beyond. So get your grades ready. There will be a Discord forum post for it. If you're not in our Discord and if you're just on Twitter or anywhere else in the community, just join the Discord. It's simple. Discord.mikecheckwaifuvaifu.com. Hit join Discord and be a part of the conversation. And if you can't be a part of the conversation, tweet at us at MikeCheckWaifu. If you hear this thing, I'll know to check Twitter that you guys sent your grades over. And then, as well as a recommendation for us to review next week. Ooh, and we should have did that today, huh? You know what? No, let's separate it then. Let's do mid-season, because every time we do a review in mid-season, this show is ridiculously long and super thick. So what we'll do is we'll do the midterm reviews and then give us your recommendation for us to review for 277. So we'll do the review on episode 277, and we'll do midterms on 276. Now, there may or may not be an episode next week. We shall see. But yeah, that's what's the plan for next week. So just let us know. Let us know what your grades are, and we'll talk about that next week.
Yeah.
But the review, whatever y'all want us to review for the mid-season, is going to be the week after. All right. All that rigmarole is out the way. Let's get into the topic of the show, which is 5 fall must-watch anime. I love these episodes because these are easy to name. Okay.
Super easy.
And obviously we're going to start from 5 with the priority being 5 being the, watch it if you can, but it's not dire that you watch it, to 1 being you got to watch this shit. You have to watch it. So that's how we're going to do it. Starting from 5. Tell if you don't mind starting us off.
Oh, I got to go first?
Of course you do.
That's insane. They can see me. My number 5 is Blue Miburo. I've actually, and it mostly it solidified itself because of this most recent episode. I felt like it gave a lot of not character, but it gave an ideal amongst like our MC, and it made the group, to me, in my opinion, like the head of that group seem more interesting in some ways. So Blue Miburo has made it to my number 5 must watch.
Interesting. Yeah, so for me, for Blue Miburo, I just don't think I like it that much so far. And the reason being is just because I just can't. It's just so Saturday morning cartoon for an adult that I can't take it. Like I already got too much with Don to Don. That's that's already overwhelmingly. And while it's good, it's I mean it's very, very good.
It's good things, yeah.
It's definitely it has some very good things about it, and I do like the show better than Undead Unluck. Sorry, I gotta throw that shot in there, but
every time,
like way better than Undead Unluck. But it's just so much that when I'm watching Blue Miburo throughout the week, I'm just like, I just don't need that much of this. You know what I mean? And and I'm not saying that they're the same, but they're very Saturday morning cartoon, and I get a Saturday morning cartoon.
Softer.
It's very soft. It's softer for sure, but it's like it's just so. I want to say childish. Childish isn't the right word because it's very mature, but
reality of childishness. So
yeah, it does.
Understandably, it's very easy to read.
Yes, yes, very easy to read, and to the point where I don't feel like I'm attached to anybody at all, besides the main character, and that's like I'm only attached to him a little bit. So that's my thought on Blue Miburo. I'm gonna be honest with you, it's not in my top 5 must watch list, which is nice, which is some uniqueness. So whichever host you rock with the most as far as taste goes, which is hard to choose because we're very similar, go off of that. So my number 5 is Let This Grieving Soul Retire. I find this to be hilarious. I love the almost Eminence and Shadows-esque-ness of it without it being because, okay, so the difference between Eminence and Shadows, you want to see Sid pop off, right? You want to see him go crazy because you know how strong he is. With Let This Grieving Soul Retire with Cry, he's not overpowered whatsoever, and things just so happen to work out, which is a much more tolerable approach to this. Because again, with Sid, I'm like, come on, just pop the fuck off like I know you can all the time, which he does. When he does, it's great. But with this one, I'm enjoying him fucking fumbling around and just shit just falling into place sporadically. It's a very entertaining show to watch. Very, very funny. I like the way they do the intro, and I love the way they do the outro, including the preview, how every time it's a preview for the next episode, they sing it. That shit makes me laugh a lot. So I like that. I like that a lot. They sing it and it rhymes, by the way. Preview in the next episode. I think it's a good show. But it's not must watch. Like, it's not dire. That's why it's at number 5.
Yeah, I can see why it's at number 5. It did not make my list, but it's not bad. It's something I do enjoy watching every week.
Yeah.
All right. My number 4 is Most Notorious Talker.
Interesting.
Now, for me, this anime is... I'll be excited. I'm excited for when it releases. It is one of those things that when it finally comes, I know I'm gonna get some recklessness, I'm gonna get some craziness, but I'm also gonna get like this level of strategy that almost feels intense. This anime does. It feels like it has an intensity to it that I really thoroughly enjoy. So I'm very, very happy that I made it on my list, and number 4 is where it lands.
Yeah, I couldn't agree more. What a fantastic show that this is. The Most Notorious Talker is very unique. A very, very unique show. Name something like it.
Nothing right now.
You can't really think of anything like it, right? Like
it felt like let this Grieving Soul Retire would be it, but it's not it. If you know.
You got a main character who is very ruthless, which I enjoy quite a bit.
Right.
You have a cast around them so far that's building up to be very, 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 very nice. And then when it gets actiony, it's so fire. Like its intelligence is another level. It's a wonderful, wonderful show right now. And shout out to All For One Matt. We got to still think of a name for this, but we're gonna at the end of the season we're gonna pick our favorite male and female characters. He's easily my favorite male protagonist so far. Spoilers.
Right now, yeah.
Yeah, right now. So I think, this is one of the best shows this season for sure. It is in my number 4 as well.
Oh, that's crazy.
Yeah. So make that easy. It's definitely my number 4 for the reasons as stated by you and me. And I'm a terrible podcast host. I should have mentioned this at the beginning. But obviously, we're not going to choose ReZero. We're not going to choose any returning season shows. We're only sticking to new shows this season for obvious reasons, right? You want to find something new to watch. Obviously, if you watch season 2 of ReZero, you're going to watch season 3, etc. Right? So I'm not going to include the shows that are continuing, and that includes Aristocrat, Reincarnated as an Aristocrat. And if you haven't watched that yet, must fucking watch. Please, Reincarnated as Aristocrat is so good. Could have been episode of the week, but I changed my mind because it doesn't need any more love. It's already getting. All right.
Yeah, I saw O said it was a high or quality mid that's been upgraded, and I was like, nah, brother.
No, it was never mid ever.
That has been good since the beginning. All right, my number 3. Number 3, Slice of Life, Blue Box. To me, this show is so enjoyable on so many aspects. There's only really like one issue I have with it, and it's something that I feel like is in so many slices of life that I'm okay with it. Which is like the misunderstanding aspect, I guess. It's not that I enjoy it, but this show has so much love and care in like the design. It is so well placed in what it does, man. I feel like this could be the disconnection from so much of the social media that we don't actually engage with on a regular basis, but it feels like it's so soft spoken that it's not talked about a lot. But it's a beautiful show, and I'm very interested to see how these relationships progress. And I hope that this misunderstanding eventually clears up. But bruh, I love watching this show. Blue Boxes. Yeah, and I know this is gonna sound crazy because you know how you're so excited for something, you want to watch it immediately. I'm so excited for Blue Box in most regards that I put it off as long as possible. Like I want to watch it right before the podcast. But that's just because I enjoy it and I want it on my mind. Blue Box is a great anime. No,
our list is probably going to be the exact same from here on out. Just to put, it's my number 3 as well. But for everything you said, plus like the fact that it's just it's so likable. Like all the characters are very, very likable. The fact that it's 25 episodes and they feel like it could be 12 and be perfectly fine is crazy, because not only does it continues the story at a pace that is so nice. The pacing is a 10 out of 10 on my Check Waifu Waifu scale. But it just feels like it's just so much happening each and every episode that you can't really deny its greatness at all. And it's pretty to look at. Characters you root for. Like, I just love it. And the fact that it has sports in it is so funny to me. And then we're raving about it like this. But it's truly Blue Box is probably, it's great. And it's so hard to have it where I have it, because this is a battle right now for these 2 spots in particular. So 3 and 2 for me, it's a tough fight. But like it has to be a must watch. Like for anybody that enjoys slice of life, I know it ain't gonna be for Rob J because you don't do the high school romance anymore, which is so heartbreaking because it is so good. You just miss out on so much good anime at this particular genre, or this particular genre in general. It's so good. It's just too good. Way better than any other romance this season. Maybe. We'll see. So same for me. Same for Tell. Tell.
Yeah.
You're number 2, brother.
Now I know this is where our lists deviate. Where
You think it deviates?
Oh yeah, we're not on the same page.
Oh wow. Okay.
I am certain of it at this point. My number two is Orbs.
Really?
Yeah, I love Orbs, and it's literally, and I know it's a bias. That's what it is. If I'm being completely honest,
I would think I would have the same one.
I am biased to Orbs. Now there are things that I'm also in a bit of agreement with you with, like how they're presenting some of this story. Like I would like for it to be different. I'm already still upset that we have not seen Raphael again. But I'm invested in the development of this because I feel like I have so much historical like love for what's happening and what is going to transpire here. So Orbs for me is like an easy must watch.
Wow, easily, very, very shocked by that. Yeah, our listeners are very different at this point.
Yeah, I know our number 1 is the same.
Our number 1 is probably the same. Yeah, you find it's your bias towards Orb is the B word you use. For me, it's boring. I'm just I'm so fucking bored, bro. I am so bored. And when I turn it on, I have a hard time keeping my eyes open. And mostly because I don't give a fuck about nobody in it. I don't care about nobody in this show. Like, again, the historic piece of it is cool. And it's great that we're getting an anime like this. And I'm glad that it's planned. And I will watch it, obviously. And I will finish it. And it's not like it's a bad show because I don't think it's bad either. It's not poor in any stretch of the imagination. Just to me personally and my subjective view, it's boring as shit. It's very, very boring. All because of maybe it's because I know how the story will play out.
Yeah.
So that's probably why. Obvious. Even though it's like fictional characters and whatnot, but it's just boring. It's very, very boring. So wow, it took my breath away for you to say that because number 2 for me is Tsumasho.
Yep.
Like easily the second best show this season. Outside of obviously the returning stuff, but Tsumasho is so fucking good with such an emotional impact in every single episode, with characters each developing their own ways, all very, very unique within each other. Watching growth between some people and it's just special. Especially this most recent episode. This most recent episode blew me the fuck back. Like I'm like, I think I shed a thug tear at least once. It was unbelievably good, and it's getting a bad rap because I think it's the name, right? Like if you look at
that's wild.
It's so crazy because the name is what's the English? I'm gonna go to the English title here. Give me just 1 second. The English title is "If My Wife Became an Elementary School Student." That's a horrible title. That's a terrible title. Even when you have your Annie list. Yeah, even when you have your Annie list set to English translations of the titles, it still shows up as Tsumasho because it has to. Because if you don't, nobody would ever pick this up. And if I would have saw the title, I would have never picked it up either. Like, why would I ever want to watch weird shit like that? But it's nothing like that at all, in the slightest. Not even close. Like it's even more apart than A Days with My Stepsister is when it comes to this particular relevant topic with the title. I'm so sad that it's not getting the love it deserves. It's getting the love it deserves from us in our Discord, but everywhere else is just I'm sure it's not getting anything, even though I'm nowhere else, which has also been a benefit to my life because I don't the outrage that it spurs from social media. I don't even know what the fuck is going on there anymore. So
yeah, the name itself would generate too much unwanted attention for the actual quality that this show presents.
Right.
So yeah, I would actually rather it not be talked about on social media and just talk about it amongst us.
Yeah. It's fucking special, man. It's so special. Unbelievably good. All right, Tell. Should we say our number 1 at the same time?
Yeah, because there's only one possible answer for this.
The number 1 show for this fall season that you must absolutely watch is 1, 2, 3. You Are Ms.Servant. is the only show that you should be watching. If you could only pick one, Are Ms.Servant is impeccably perfect so far. I don't have a negative thing to say about it.
It's cooking.
It's so hard. Good. Everything from animation being absolutely gorgeous, character design gorgeous, fucking voice acting is unbelievable from the Japanese. Like, I always talk about this. Like, I don't speak Japanese, and I say this all the time. I don't speak Japanese, so I don't know if the acting is good. I saw a video or somebody who's native to Japanese say like the Japanese that's being spoken in anime is always not good. It's just not good because they're over exaggerating everything and it just feels so wonky to them. So for me, when I say good voice acting in Japanese, I can't say that because I don't know the language, so I don't know how it sounds. I'm just kind of winging it. But in this show in particular, all of it is, in my opinion, is so good to my ears. Like it doesn't feel. It just feels good to my ears. I don't know how to explain it as an audiophile myself. It's just listening to this show is captivating. Not only sonically, but the voice acting and just tonally as well. Tones that's being set, the music that's being played, all of the above, perfect. Now, characters, perfect 10. I think too. It's a 10. It's a fucking 10. Tell sorry.
No, you're good. I feel like everything that we've mentioned for everything that we've talked about in our must watch list, there's something from everything we've talked about to be said to You Are Ms.Servant.
Yes.
When it comes to the intensity of the relationship, that it's funny, the sound design. The only thing I could say is maybe not like any kind of historical context to it, but otherwise it's like got something from every literal thing that we've been watching. So You Are Ms.Servant is one of those shows that's just, it's good. It's really good. It's like,
so good.
If you're not watching it, I kind of feel like you should, because you deserve to treat yourself.
Treat yourself. Now, it's so like it's easily could have been for specifically 5 weeks straight could have been my episode of the week, and I think it was for like 3 of them. So it's just that good, man. It is the best show this fall outside of the returning shows. Best new show, I should say. Yeah, I don't even think it's close, to be honest. But again, I'm gonna say this again. Next week is grades. So we're going to give our midterm grades on the entire season. And I got a feeling this one won't be the best. Now, let's go over some honorable mentions. If you got our 5 lists, if you got our 5 and you either rock with Tell's 5 or my 5, don't matter. Either and me personally, either 5 you pick, I think is going to be a very nice 5. So you're not losing with either one of us, to be honest. But some honorable mentions if you have some extra time, I would say. Me personally, I'm going to throw in Don to Don. Again, I know I talked about it at the beginning of the show, how it's loud and too much for me. And most people is already watching it, but I know this show will be most people's cup of teas. It's probably being talked about all over Twitter. It's probably being talked about all over Facebook. It's very popular and most people are already watching it. But if you haven't yet, I would say watch it because you will most likely enjoy it. Because if it's a shonen that I enjoy, and I'm talking like a basic shonen, because this is a very fucking basic shonen, I enjoy it. So if I enjoy it, even though it's too much and too loud and too noisy for me, I think most people will enjoy it. So hopefully you can rock with that honorable mention. I know what Tell's honorable mention is going to be, so I'm going to go ahead and let him say it when he's ready.
My honorable mention, you said you know what mine is going to be?
I know what yours is going to be. It better be. If not, it's going to be mine.
I mean, to be fair, I really didn't have an honorable mention. I think
you got one.
I think everything on the list is fine. The only one I could possibly say is let's go with
say it.
None of these I think are important to watch. Demon Lord 2099 is
really?
a good one. Yeah, I don't have one that I think is amazing.
Okay, well I'll do the honors of talking about this one. Tying it out with the Amagami sisters. That one, I think, I talked about it at the beginning of this podcast, and I said that it was just It was just like every other show that I watched before. Okay. Like, and that's just, it's true. It's very factually true. Like a cafe terrace, a goddess in the cafe terrace or whatever it was called. Quintessential quintuplets. It's very similar to those. However, this one is fun. It's fun. And I like the main character a lot. I do like the main character quite a bit. So yeah, I'm gonna go with that one. Tying it out with the Amagami sisters. And then I'm surprised he didn't mention this one either. And I'm going to talk about this while he's away, but 365 days to the wedding. That one is also very special. And it may be only special to me because I've been counting down for my particular wedding coming this Thursday. But I think it's a good show, man. It's a fun show. It's a fun show. Quite a lot of our listeners sleepers. But for me, I do think it's one of the better ones this season. Not a must watch though. I will agree there. It's not a must watch. We're both tying it out with the Amagami sisters and 365 Days Into My Wedding, but I find it fun. I find it both very fun shows if you have the extra time outside of watching ReZero and Bleach and Reincarnated as an Aristocrat, which is 3 of the best shows I've watched within the last, 5 years. Tell is still gone. So I'm going to probably put it in the cut right here and wait until he come back. Yeah.
Not bad.
You good. All right. So we're back. I know no time has passed for y'all because I just cut out everything else. But what I mentioned was tying it out with the Amagami sisters and then 365 Days to My Wedding are not must watches, but are shows I thoroughly enjoy just turning on.
Tying it out with the Amagami sisters, I can understand as it's been progressing why it's one of those things that's like Polo's over it.
Yeah,
but I do still find it enjoyable, but I don't feel like it's a must watch. I feel like it's okay if I'm the only one who watches it. I'm perfectly fine with it.
I'm able to turn it on too with no problem and watch a full episode of it. It's not a burden, I enjoy it. I do find it. I'm starting to like it slightly more than the Cafe Terrace and his goddess, to be honest. But it's it's a lot.
This episode, no, because the previous episode, that one episode where they went on a date was nice.
Yeah, but this most recent episode was also very fire, very very intense. And then 365 Days to the Wedding is super easy to watch. And I mentioned this before you were gone, but it's probably because I was counting down the days until my wedding. But it's neat. Very slow progression though with that one. Kind of the opposite of Tying or Not. But anyway, I digress. All right.
Right.
All right, Tell. That'll do that, right? That'll wrap that up.
Yeah, I don't have any other honorable mentions.
Sweet. Because I'm going to just say this now while we still have the first half of the show listeners. Yakuza Fiance stinks. I hate this fucking show. By the time you're hearing this, the 5th episode is out and it's probably terrible too. But I think this is the one where one of my sleepers I just can't stand. Honestly.
Oddly enough, right? While I know that I'm the one who defended this one initially, this is one of those shows that I can accidentally turn my eye off of and I have to go back and have to start it over.
Yep.
It's not intentional. It's just the way that the show is. It's an art style I actually think is really cool.
The best part about it. But
the show itself, it will never be mad decent.
And then yours, Sleeper, I was all the way forward until this most recent episode. I kind of hated this most recent episode.
Yeah, it was the mech suit.
It's not only the mech, but how everything is like kind of progressing too. It's like, ugh, whatever.
I feel like they could have executed that better.
It's gonna be a fun review.
I don't hate it, but there are things that if they had been executed better, it would be more interesting.
Absolutely. It just doesn't feel right now. All right. We're going to take this quick break. And when we come back, we are going to spoil ReZero. Wait, what?
Get to know Mike Check.
I'm bugging. Get to know us. Get to know Mike Check Right for Food. It is my turn to read the question and tell turn to read the random number generator. What you got for me, brother?
I have the number
I think it was me last week, but it don't matter.
26. No, I read the question last week.
Okay, 26 is my favorite number. Didn't we read this one already?
I'm pretty sure we did 26 already.
Yeah. Have you ever dropped an anime series? If so, why? Yeah, we definitely done that.
You don't hear racist. 76.
Okay. What's your favorite anime with a strong female lead? What a great question. What's my favorite anime with a strong female lead? It is obviously, for somebody who just joined the shonen race, is Seventh Time Loop for me. I'm trying to get I gotta get the character's name, so forgive me. Seventh Time Loop. There it is. Her name is Rise. Yeah, Rise. She was fucking phenomenal. She's one of the best female leads I've ever seen in my life.
It was great. I'm gonna go with Vivy from Vivy Flores Ice Song.
Ooh, you're not wrong there either. I totally forgot about Vivy. So good. Great choices. Okay. When we come back, we are going to discuss ReZero, Bleach Talk, and let's give another, bro. Let's give one more. This is going to be a short episode. Huh?
Hold on, let me see. You said another.
Yeah, another show to spoil.
Let's do Bleach. Let's talk about as a Reincarnated Aristocrat. Do you want to cover that a little bit?
Let's do that. All right, we'll be right back after Adis. And welcome back to 275 of Mic Check Waifu. As always, join the Discord. Follow us on social media, even though you don't see us there. We appreciate you. Thank you. Okay. Spoiler talk. We obviously are going to start with the GOAT, ReZero. I still can't believe it's here. It still baffles me that I'm watching ReZero right now this season.
It baffles you that you get to watch something you enjoy.
It's incredible.
For your job.
What is it, like 3 years since ReZero before this?
Yeah.
Ugh.
And there was that little scare.
I know about the studio.
Oh my goodness.
Ooh, that killed me. They do got a new studio. Well, a new arm in the studio doing it now. And funny enough, what's being talked about the most about this show is how the different art style is now, which isn't really a bad thing, right? Like, I like it, but they always talk about Amelia's enhancements, as they call it.
Oh, brother.
It's funny, but it still looks the same. It looks beautiful. It looks even better animation wise, like as far as the movement goes, to be honest.
It's very true to what it has already been.
Mm-hmm. But smoother. Yeah, there's some enhancements. That's a fact.
It's been 2 years, so you know.
True. All right, so this episode was disgusting. I loved and hated everything about it. What I loved about it is the fact that it was just still going, and it's going at 300 miles per hour, or for Rob Stone, 4,000 kilometers per hour or whatever, because it is so going by so fast that it's like watching this show, even though most of the time they don't have an intro, a lot of time they don't have an outro, it feels like 15 minutes, even though it's like a full 27 roughly. It just goes by so fast. But however, we get into the fucking the thick of things where Subaru understands that he can't be fighting Gluttony right now. He needs to back off and get to the main lady right now, which is Lust, which is the Archbishop of Lust. And she is an absolute demon. And the reason why she's a demon to me, Till, is because she won't fucking kill Subaru, and it's been pissing me off. It's like she's like edging us on some weird shit, like driving me crazy.
So to start off, I think I was kind of accurate about what her ability would be, right? Like, this is a person that can turn into what suits their whatever their needs is, right?
Like they did in season 2 for when Subaru was going through that test. Now,
what also I found interesting is like you said, she's a demon and she won't kill Subaru. She put her blood in Subaru, bro.
Ugh, disgusting. And in Crash.
Yeah. Now, what did she say? She said it will mangle them. Will it turn them into flies, or was that something else that she did?
It'll mutate their body into something, bro. To whatever she wants, I guess. I don't fucking know what it is. It's disgusting though.
So we know Subaru didn't die because they didn't show it.
We didn't get to.
You're right, but
God, I want it so bad. I'm so
how gruesome this feels. And the thing, like, he's already died 3 times today.
Oh my God, dude. Yes, I forgot about It's been 3 times just today, and it's been 6 episodes, almost 6 episodes.
And he lost his leg, so he's gotta die sometime soon.
Have to, unless. And the promotional art when it was being posted on Twitter, I remember when. I think it was it a Crystal post she posted in the Anime Talk Discord, but it was some post that I saw. It may have been in our Discord, or it may have just been the one time I was on Twitter for the year, but it was his leg just being off his body. Yeah. And it wasn't gone like it was just the leg, a picture of the leg. Like, it wasn't even him anywhere near. It's just it was so strange. So
I can't afford to cry like that right now,
bro. I need her to kill him, and that's and how crazy is it that to say? I need Lust to kill Subaru is insane to say, but we know that he now knows everything that's going on roughly And I wanted it specifically after he figured out that the people were turned into flies. Like I wanted him to die right there. And when he said, just kill me, I shivered. Because not only does he know he needs to die for the sake of the people and everything that he's learned so far, but him saying that after everything that he's learned within this year of not wanting to die and caring about his life more, just gave me chills. Like, oh, the fact that he wants to die now and he's saying it like this after everything he's been through is honestly, it made my blood run cold. It truly did. Like it was, ugh.
But I also, and this is how I see it, right? I visualize it in the aspect of like, it's not as if he's forgotten all the things he learned when he said it. It was more about the fact that he knows that he needs to redo this moment. You know what I mean? To ensure that things can move forward properly. And I think that is something that if you can take the lessons that he's learned, is that is a way that he can value his life, where he can use it to actually get the outcome he needs, which without taking it for granted. You know what I mean? It's not like he's trying to die on purpose. It's more about the fact that, okay, I see what this outcome is. I've died and I need to get it to a situation where this is more favorable for us. But I feel you, because I was like, dang, bro.
Yeah, no, it's obviously it's obviously what he's thinking.
Right. But I feel you on the blood running cold when he said it, because it was like, bro,
it's like throughout this, it seems that he learned that dying isn't always the most viable option.
Right.
And to know that dying is his only option is why it's so gut punching. Like, ugh.
You got pushed to a corner.
Yep. Absolutely pushed to a corner. Not only that, but Chris is getting fucking destroyed. Is she the one that turned into the dragon?
No. The dragon came back to life or woke up. Because remember, the lust ain't killed nobody. So the dragon was just something that she turned into because she saw it.
And nobody's dead.
Nobody's dead.
The people are flies. Ugh. You got so much of that. And then not only
I thought the flies was another mob beast. I ain't gonna lie to you. I was like, oh, what? I feel like every time I see something, I'm like, is this a new mob beast?
Right.
That's eat Subaru alive. I'm like scarred, bro.
That's a great thought. I didn't think about that, actually, it being another mob beast. That would have been so dastardly, though, if it was. I mean, either way, it's dastardly. It's fucking ReZero, because these are people that was turned into this. But the fact that it was like, you can hear her turning them into like the fucking flies, I guess, over the microphone in a couple episodes back, and that's what they were. That's what was happening to them. It was utterly dastardly, bro. And then we get into Amelia, and that was uncomfortable.
Yeah, first of all, how do you start off asking a woman that question?
No, dude, it was so awkward. Like, I just, because poor Amelia, she has no fucking idea. Last season, just a year ago, she thought kissing made babies. Yeah. Right. And it's just
brother.
It's like, what's a virgin? And he was so excited about that. Oh, it's so creepy. I think I hate Regulus the most.
Yeah,
like even more than Gluttony, which is crazy to say, because what
Gluttony for me still, but Regulus is there.
And the reason why I don't like Regulus is because of the antics, bro. He's a fucking menace.
And I'm also confused on the number scheme here, right? Because how is his wife number 79 if you also got 149th wife? Are you replacing wives that have already died? Or
yes,
something? Like,
that's what makes it so devious.
Right.
Because you can't have 100 something and then add 79 later. Like, it don't make no sense unless he's ranking them from this is my 150th being the worst wife I have, and is moving up.
But then Amelia being number 79 sounds insane.
Yeah. It's probably replacing them. It's probably replacing. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, brother. This is crazy. We saw Garfield shooting his ones though. He He said, "I'm a fight dude with the 12 arms." How are we feeling like this outcome is gonna be, bro? We saw Subaru getting carried away by the dragon. Dragon dropped him. We saw the town or the city being flooded,
bro. It's so much going on, and I forgot about the town being flooded part at the very end. It's disgusting. It's just too much. Like it's moving so fast. So we have approximately 3 episodes left until they go into break until February. Until February.
They about to blue ball us.
Straight up. So you know it's going to be some crazy cliffhanger at episode 8. It's going to punch us in the fucking face and we're going to hate our lives for 2 months. I can't believe it's already about to be fucking December. Right. Well, it's not about to be, but you get what I'm saying. It's crazy, but I digress. I don't know what's going to happen. I can't even wrap my brain around anything. Okay. He's carried off by the dragon. Where was he going? Where were you take him? Where would you take him?
I don't know, but I'm also trying to figure out why the dragon was cognitive enough to grab Subaru. Like, what is the dragon?
Oh my gosh, I didn't even think about that too.
Like, why did the dragon have the sense to grab Subaru and get out of there?
Because Lust is still at the building, right? She's getting ready for the wedding, quote unquote.
Subaru gets dropped.
Wait, did he?
Yeah, Subaru got dropped into the water.
I don't remember seeing that because it was just so much.
We didn't even get to see the effects of the blood yet. There's just a lot.
All right,
how do we win?
Is Chris still laying on the floor where Lust is? Like, I
think she got left. Yeah, I think she got left.
How do we win, bro? I don't know. Like, even he can come back 17 times. How do you win? Because you got Gluttony, Regulus, Sirius, and Lust. How do you fucking win? I don't know. I have no idea of what can be the winning.
I don't think he died, bro. I think he might just be legless.
You think so?
I don't know. I mean, because it's gonna be hard life without a leg. But
he on his Rudy shit.
I feel like he can't die right now.
Well, because Lust won't kill him. I think he should have bit off his tongue.
Yeah, but he's unconscious right now.
Oh yeah, that's right. Because he lost too much blood from the leg. I don't know, bro. It's just too much. Did she cauterize the wound with her blood? Is that what happened? Is that why he didn't bleed to death?
That's the only thing I can imagine. But it has a special effect on people, so it has to do something like that. It has to like temporarily close up the wound while it causes other malfunctions,
mutations and shit. This is too much. The writer, how do you?
They demons. They torturing us,
bro. How do you write yourself out of it? That's the question I have.
They you know how you see in the FBI movies or detectives, they got all them like red lines. It's just like, how are we gonna kill Subaru this weekend? We're gonna torture the fans, and they take a dart and just throw it and hit the board and say, "Oh, we're gonna use this one."
You know what we forgot about too?
What?
The fact that Reinhardt is now free,
right,
to do whatever he got to do
en route.
Oh, dude, it's so crazy. It's so much. It's too much. It's too much. It's too much to fucking wrap my head around. So maybe Reinhardt saved Subaru.
Yeah.
On the way.
What is gonna happen? Les said she don't want nobody interrupting the wedding.
Don't matter to Reinhardt, right? Like he can shoot. He can shoot and win anybody. Probably everybody.
The issue I feel though is that even with Reinhardt, I feel like they're setting him up to fail.
Really?
I do. I feel like he's super overpowered, but they're setting him up to fail. And I say that because there's too many Sin Archbishops in this town. There's too many of them. And nobody is fighting on fair grounds with them.
The only one I think capable of stopping Reinhardt in any way is Sirius, though. I don't think Lust can do anything with Reinhardt. I think Reinhardt would literally one-tap her because she's probably the weakest out of all of the archbishops.
But we have greed, we have lust, we have gluttony, we have wrath.
That's what I'm saying. The only person capable is wrath.
And the people that they are literally holding off, the ex-sword master and Garfield are not Sin Archbishops. They just part of the witches cult.
Yeah, but they'll get mopped by Reinhardt in no time. And the fact that Garfield is still alive is testament to know that they're not that they're powerful. They're demons. And you got Wilhelm there too. They're demons, but they can handle that. Reinhardt got the archbishops. Lust is nothing. Lust isn't even concerned for Reinhardt.
But that's what I'm saying. This is what I'm saying. This is what I'm saying. It's not about the ones, bro. It's not about the 1v1. I feel like they're going to jump him.
I'm not even talking about the ones either. He can get JJK by them, and I think
you think he's gonna still sweep everybody.
Yes. The only person he has to worry about, and it's because of his righteousness, right, is Wrath, because of her capability of attaching, shit to other people, except for Reinhardt, apparently. So, like, her being able to share feeling with everybody else will stop him from being able to demolish all of them. And I think he's capable, because again, Lust isn't nothing. She's easy. I think if you chop off her head, she's dead, without a doubt. Like, I just think that's what that is. Like any other quote unquote immortal being. Could be wrong. Then Gluttony, he's probably the second easiest. I am worried about Regulus, but I think with the way Reinhardt fights, Greed ain't gonna be that big of a deal either.
Yeah, we haven't really seen him fight though.
Yeah, I think Greed. His thing is like he can't be touched, right? Even though he was touched by the unseen arms. Exactly. So I think that's like his kryptonite. Yeah, you're right. I don't know. Regulus might cause Reinhardt some problem. Yeah, fuck, dude. I don't know, man. I don't know. Yeah. Let's do what we always do every week and not know what's going on and guess completely wrong go to Bleach talk. I forgot about Bleach talk, bro. Listen, Aizen, absolute demon. He is unfathomably strong, and the fact that he's been getting stronger is, for one, the most shonen thing I've ever heard of in my life. Because technically he's lost, but the fact that he got even stronger, he's like, he said, what'd he say? He said, you should be ashamed. You should be able to destroy these things with your spiritual pressure alone. You got all these fucking squad guard captains and shit, and just lieutenants just getting mopped by some monsters that he got rid of in 2 seconds. Oh my goodness, bro. Aizen is an absolute demon.
I find it funny how he's literally sitting in a chair and they're like, hey, don't go anywhere.
Where you gonna go?
Where is he going to go other than blow up the sky?
They gave him one eye, and he don't even have an arm still. His arms are still tied down.
Yep.
What the fuck?
And he's willing to say, I'm willing to test your machine to see how strong I am versus your machines. He said, no. I believe him. I believe he will break them restraints.
Me too, because he straight up said, like, hey, don't worry about going to the Royal Palace because I'll shoot it down with my spiritual pressure. What the fuck? You essentially shooting what took Ichigo what seemed like a fucking hour to go up to the Royal Palace in that little elevator thing. You mean to tell me you're going to shoot your spiritual pressure up to the Royal Palace and bring it down? What?
That's all it takes.
What? He's insane. He's insane. It's too much. He's too much.
Now, I recorded a video before we started recording this podcast.
Yes.
And I literally said this in my head. I believe that Aizen created the word plot just so he could break it.
Yeah.
I don't understand. Like, why is bro unfathomably strong? And then he has one of the sickest moves known to an anime. Hey man, this whole show is about fighting with swords. But if I show you mine, you quite literally can't beat me anymore.
The infinite Tsukiyomi.
Yeah, it's like, who's just a living cheat code?
Yeah.
Not only is he the most ridiculously strong, he just pull out his sword. Now I control all your senses. Okay. Well, I hope that works for the people it's supposed to work for. How do you feel about the multiversal collaboration that's going on now?
Multiversal. Oh, you mean with the Quincy's?
Arancars, the Quincy's.
Yeah. So the Quincy part, I didn't like.
Makes sense.
Yeah, because the reason why I didn't like it, and it's going to be obvious to anybody who's watching this right now, is why the fuck would they want to betray the Quincy King just like that? Yeah, okay, I understand he left y'all hanging and basically sacrificed y'all down there. I get that, but y'all knew that. Y'all knew that. Y'all were so dedicated, so loyal, so attached to him and his methods and his whatever it is. Like I don't know if it's true, if I believe this is what they want to do, but I don't think they wouldn't have done it this way if it wasn't what they were actually planning to do anyway. So yeah, this multiversal crossover with the Iran cars and Grimmjow coming out of the portal was crazy because Grimmjow was dead.
While Grimmjow is a character I like design wise in this show, I actually do really like Grimmjow. Mm-hmm. I feel like I don't like that he just pulled up.
Yeah, he was dead. He was dead. Dead.
Like, and it's not even that. He's a legit enemy. Like, just like how Aizen is a legit enemy, I think we have enough problems on our hands. Like, we already have to deal with Aizen once this shit is done. We gotta do it Yawatch once we get to him
with the Soul King powers. And then Ishida is doing his Ishida thing. We got too many enemies already, and we add more to help us like fight. But like, how would you fight the Quincy King with the Soul King powers? Like, how would you?
How would I?
Mm-hmm. You would have to get Aizen. You would have to get Grimmjow. Grimmjow makes no sense because he's not that powerful, and the fact that he shouldn't be alive right now. So I'm baffled by that as well. But it's very weird that they're bringing all this together, which I did love.
Was reasonable to me.
Yeah, 100%, because he never died in the fight with Ichigo, and we knew from once they sealed him up. You're sealing them up. You're not killing them. Not only because they couldn't, but because it just wouldn't. You can't. So it's like I get Aizen. 100% get Aizen, and that's all they needed to do. Bringing in Grimmjow felt like Tobey Maguire in No Way Home. You know what I mean? Like,
I get it, but I haven't seen the movie.
Oh, did you know that happened?
Yeah, I know.
Okay. Sorry. But yeah, it's just like that. It's like you don't really need to do it, but it gives you these claps.
Yeah, but I didn't clap for it. I was actually turned off by it. It was distasteful.
We most certainly were.
Okay,
but was everybody else?
And I like Grimmjow. What I'm trying to say. I just feel like it was poor story writing. Everything else, though, this episode was fire. What? I'm sorry.
Same. I love Grimmjow.
Great in this episode, but I just did not like that they introduced Grimmjow.
It didn't make no fucking sense. It just didn't. It just didn't fit everything.
And then they didn't give him like this presence, like he didn't pull up like how Aizen pulled up. You know what I mean? Like, they didn't give him the same introduction.
They basically walked through a portal, like Tobey Maguire did, and waited for applause, and then it ended.
Yeah, bro. I needed you to come through and the whole city collapses or something like that. They said, I'm here to help.
They said Grimmjow, and that was it. Yeah, that was it. It didn't make no fucking sense to me at all.
Yeah,
at
bro.
All. Nah. At all. But again, everything else is great. I love seeing even the Iran, not the Iran cars, but were those half hollow people?
Yeah.
Yeah, seeing those suit up again. That was cool. I don't know, bro. I just love Bleach, even though it's so atypical, be usual. And then again, another remix, like the fourth remix to Precipice of Defeat, with like guitars playing, and it's just so fucking good. The tone is just so good. Even though this episode feel a little fill in, it's not necessarily fillery, but fill in.
A lot of this episode was the presence of Aizen, like 100%.
Yeah.
It was like getting to that point,
Right, to make sense for everybody to get up to the Royal Palace so they can start the actual fight.
Right, and that's something they handle well. They do handle presence generally extremely well, except for Grimjow. But they handle presence extremely well. Like they made this presence of Aizen known throughout the universe.
Straight up.
So, yeah, bro. I'm excited for whatever happens next. I am.
Me too.
I just hope Grimjow don't do it.
I just don't get that part at all. That shit just makes no sense.
I'm beating a dead horse.
No, you're not. It's understandable because it makes sense. Like, it makes sense that it don't make sense. It's fucking baffling to me. But anyway, all right. Reincarnated as an aristocrat. One of my the show might, when it's done, it might hit top 10 somehow. I don't know what I'm gonna get rid of. I probably can't get rid of anything. So I'm probably talking out just shot in my forehead, but I love it so much.
Luvant is a great character.
All of them.
Yeah. I'm getting to that. But I'm saying he's a great character for how he influences other characters.
Yes, and he thinks he does nothing. By the way,
right? He thinks like he does nothing, but his character, and it's not even just his talk. It's how he actually interacts with the people he cares about, which, as a lord, as a leader, is important.
Very much.
You can see that the way he interacts with the ones around him. Some of the strong people, they literally know these people's names on the battlefield.
Yep.
They know their names. They know Charlotte the witch or the cash. They know Rights. They know these people, and then they're like, wait, that's who they serving? This little kid?
Yeah.
And they see how much they love and adore him, how much his impact or how much he affects them. And they're like, I can see why these people are strong. It's not just from their inherent abilities. They're willing to go this far because of him.
Yep. And that's huge, which R still don't realize that yet. And that's understandable because he's got a lot on his plate. But like just seeing just the way he stopped the current ruler of Misandit from executing the losers of the war was probably, again, a part that got me extremely emotional. Because he's like, don't seek death. I was just like, yes. It's just he. And then the backstory of the mage girl was so sweet and genuine. And that, you know what? That's what it is. The perfect way of describing this show and its characters is everyone is genuine.
Right.
It doesn't feel fake or forced, or honestly, it doesn't feel. I know this is ironic to say, but it doesn't feel like anime. It feels just, I don't know how to explain it. It's just, again, genuine. It's neat.
It feels like we're watching animated Game of Thrones with care.
Yeah.
less cutthroat, more like developmental.
Yeah.
And what, like you said, it's very genuine. Even the way they handle like the flashbacks and stuff, like you were talking about, fire, because it gives and it lends so much credence to the development of the characters that we see real time.
That ain't supposed to matter.
That we get. Right, the revelations that we get from the new lords that we see, the father and the daughter, like they give each other praise. It's like, oh, you're a defense man, and I wish, or what Charlotte said, she said you can cast defense magic to protect your people and without hurting anybody, and I can't do that.
Yep.
Like
mine is built for
inspiring others just with simple things, right? Yeah, and it's like she's like that would ours would probably love me so much more for being able to do that, but it's like we know that she's doing what she can, and it makes these characters have so much like validity to them amongst each other in this world. It's crazy.
That's the perfect word, validity. They're so grounded. I love, and it's so crazy the way Roswell was growing into his role and just learning from what's her face is what's her name? Muriel. It's just so neat to see. And then you got the way the opposition acts, right? The sacrificing castles and like doing all kinds of dastardly things in order to win by any means necessary. Right. Very, very Malcolm X. And you know, I'll be the first one to tell you I'm all about the Malcolm X way of doing things. But in this particular instance, bro, killing an entire land just because it's a backside country or whatever have you is so just not the right way of doing things. That,
and I was gonna say, to be fair, that's not Malcolm X's way either.
Well, you know what I mean. It's by any means necessary is the quote that I was referring to. But I'm just saying, like, it just seems so. It seems like backwards because of the simple fact is you win the war, but then what, right? All you're gonna do is win the war. You're not gonna win the people. You're not gonna, like, nothing good is gonna come out of the way of that way of rule that is easy to root against and easy to root for, while still having a sense of mystery to his side of things, because we have no idea of who he actually is.
And the best part is that would not have even won the war. That would have won part of the battle to the war. Because that wasn't the whole war. That was a battle.
Yeah.
There's a whole other parts of this civilization going to war in other areas. This is just part of it.
Mm-hmm. Very small piece.
They were willing to sacrifice a whole subsection of their mini
land,
kingdom.
People, yep.
Yeah, to do what? To win this one battle?
But it would have ended it. That's the crazy part. Like, okay, this might sound crazy to say, so
yeah,
because the plan was great. What they had planned was absolutely, it was diabolical, but it would have worked because it's everybody that he's, you know, his entire opposition in one place, and you just blow them all to smithereens is the right move. I can't. It's crazy as that sounds to say.
But you're sacrificing people for it.
Exactly. You're sacrificing so much for it. And I don't know if that'll work in the end. And I don't mean to get all real about it because it's not. But that's how genuine this show feels, because it makes you think about that side of things, period. Because there's still a whole empire, too, that it exists within this small little skirmish. It's all very good, bro. It's all very good. Yeah. I can't wait. Some more.
It's enjoyable, and continue to enjoy the show.
Yeah, but that being said, it's the end of the show. Next week, I'm gonna have a Miss Worthington.
Let's go.
Oh, it's crazy. Anyway, I'm at Polow Born Fly on all social media.
I'm at King Telliano on all social media.
You can follow our social medias at Mike Check Waifu on Twitter and at Mike Check Waifu on Instagram and TikTok. Join the Discord, and as always, Mike check.
You're now tuned into Mike Check Waifu. Is that you? Is that you? Is that you? Is that you? Is that you?